Ciao guys and welcome back to my channel Under Tenor with Chin. Today we're making something really light, easy and quick. I'm going to show you how to prepare egg frittata with vegetables. I would also like to thanks to the Polish Radio Merseyside to supporting me on their page. And don't forget about the competition if you want to win the fantastic set of knives. All the details to the competition you'll find underneath in the description of that video, as well as the link to the Polish Radio Merseyside where you can follow my recipes. So today's dish is really simple, really easy and really tasty, as most of the dishes I think that we're going to make on our channel. So earlier on I went to the shop, I spent £6.69, bought a couple of produce, bought mushrooms, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, eggs, cheese, potatoes. I still got onions, chili, garlic left from the last video. I just bought some wild rocket to dress my salad with later. First thing I've done, I've pre-cooked some potatoes before. I've left them to cool. And I'm going to switch the oven on 180 degrees while we're doing everything else. So like I said, today's video is really quick, really easy and really simple. You'll be surprised how tasty it is. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get some onions, garlic, chili and mushroom in the pan, sweat them down, and then in a separate bowl I'm going to whisk some eggs, leave my mushrooms and onions to cool down on the side for a couple of minutes, and in the meantime we're going to do a side salad. So I've got my onions peeled, I've got garlic and chili. I'm gonna get my stove on, I'll say on a medium heat. 1 tablespoon of oil. I'm going to dice up the onions. You can dice them, you can slice them, you can keep them however you like. I want to dice mine quite chunky. Next thing, I'm slicing the garlic. And I like it spicy, so I'm just going with a tiny bit of chili. So I got some onions, garlic and chili diced up. I'm going to place that on the pan. Now I'm going to slice mushrooms. So I cut them in half and then finally slice them. Just to remind you guys, as probably you've noticed, to all my videos now you can check the subtitles in English, Spanish, Polish and Portuguese, as I've got loads of friends from these countries, so I hope you find helpful for yourself. So my onions, garlic and chili are slowly cooking now. I'm going to add the mushrooms in. Give it a nice toss, but if you're struggling to do that, just use the wooden spoon, make sure it goes all over the pan. Season it straight away with some black pepper and salt. So keep an eye on your mushrooms, onions and garlic, keep tossing them until they're nice and golden, and then we'll put them on the side to rest and cool down, because if you put them into the egg mix hot, you're going to have scrambled eggs straight away, so they need to be cool. That's why I pre-cooked my potatoes some time before, to make sure that they will stay cold while I'm putting them in the mix. Okay, so I think that's enough for my mushrooms, onion and garlic, so I'm putting them on the side and let them rest. So that's pretty much all our cooking done, and then next thing I'm going to do, I am going to crack the eggs into the mixing bowl. My pan is quite large and I want to serve about 6 portions, so I'm going with 9 eggs. So I'm cracking 9 eggs in my bowl. Guys, the beautiful thing of that dish is you can basically use anything that you have in the fridge hanging around. You can put all kind of meats in it, ham, all kind of vegetables, anything really. Just make sure that your root vegetables, you're cooking them before to make sure that they're nice and soft. And then you can do anything. And however you like, you can use cheddar cheese, cottage cheese, soft mozzarella, however you like, goat cheese. It's down to your preference. I'm just showing you the basic of how to prepare this dish. And then what you're gonna do with it, and then what you're gonna put inside the dish, it's entirely up to you. So I've cracked about 9 eggs into my frittata. I think it's gonna be enough for the amount of I want to make it. I'm going with the whisk. I'm going to give that a little whisk up. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick some of these boiled potatoes, cool down, and I'm going to crush it into the mix. Just like that with your hands. Don't be afraid of play with the food. Just crush them. I bought some fresh dill. I love it. I think it goes really, really well with the egg and the potatoes itself. So I'm going to chop some dill. Doesn't have to be really fine, just roughly chop it up. Make sure you pick up the stalks and then straight in the mix. You'll see how much flavor that brings out from the egg and the potatoes. So the mix that we've done before, mushrooms, onion, garlic and chili, are nice and cool now. I'm going to put that in the mix all together. Make sure you get all the juices out as well. And as last thing to my mix, I'm going to put some grated cheese. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I've got all the ingredients in the bowl. I'm going to mix them all in. Maybe add a tiny bit more of seasoning, because we only season the mushrooms and garlic. Tiny bit more salt. Right, as you probably noticed in the back, I've got a pan with a metal handle. If you have a plastic handle, do not put that one in the oven. Use the oven tray. So what I'm going to do, I want to make sure that my stuff is not sticking onto the pan. Some of you might have non-stick pans, some of you might just have the standard metal pan. So I get a rough piece of greaseproof paper, place that in the middle, push that into your pan, maybe less than 1 tablespoon of oil. Rub that in on the inside with your fingers. The mix will settle down to that paper, and I'll show you what we do next. So I'm pouring all my mix, and as you can see, the paper sits down nicely. And now I'm taking this sticking ends and just simply removing them, so we don't want them burning in our oven. We're ready to put that in the oven. So straight in, 180 degrees. We will check this in about 6 to 8 minutes. And as I said before, in the meantime, we're going to do some very simple salad, nice and fresh tomato salad to go onto the side. I'm taking about 3 at a time. So next thing, I'm going to cut my cherry tomatoes. You can cut them halves, you can cut them quarters, however you like. I think I'm gonna go with the halves. So guys, I've got the tomatoes sliced. Lie down on the plate, on the bottom of it. Try to spread it all over your plate. Put your cherry tomatoes on top. And I picked the last bits of leaves of my poor basil plant. But if you don't have any basil in the kitchen, you're fine with using the peel that you have left over. So what I'm going to do, as you probably noticed before, I still have some onion left. I'm going to very finely dice this one, just tiny little bit. I would say probably about this much, not even 1/3 of the half of the onion. Really finely diced. And this will give a lot of crunchiness to your tomatoes. So put them in your hand, spread them all over your tomato. I'm placing the basil leaf on top of it. You can put some olive oil, if you like, on top of it to get the flavor into it. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. So guys, if it takes any longer than 6 to 8 minutes, it's fine, but it has to be cooked. So you need to keep an eye on your frittata. We've got our garnish ready. I'm going to check on the frittata. Make sure you don't put your face right in the oven when you open it. So when you open your oven, leave it out for about 5 seconds, let all the heat go out, and then get the oven cloth to check what it looks like. And look at this. So we're gonna take that out. Look at this, it looks lovely, nice golden. When you touch it, it bounces back. That means the egg is ready. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to lift the chopping board, hold it against the pan, put some pressure on the board, and twist it over like that. And place your chopping board back. And now we're going to remove the greaseproof paper. Comes out nice and easy. I'm going to slice it into a few triangle shapes. And now we go into plate up. So I'm turning that over and you can see how beautiful golden that is. You can see all the mushrooms in it. I'm going to pick a few of the tomatoes and a tiny bit of rockets. So here it is, a nice lovely dish. You can surprise your friends, family with how tasty that's gonna be. Thanks for watching. Make sure you leave the comment and make sure you subscribe the channel, and I will see you next week. Thanks very much, bye.